Now I realize that this ain't gonna stop y'all crying and complaining and stuff like that. No way, right? But one of the added effects of the immigration thing to the strain on America is it's not often talked about. Most people don't even mention it. But even if people weren't coming in and displacing native-born workers, which they are, right? Even if it wasn't contributing to an increased incarceration rate for, let's say, black folks, which it is. Even if it's not putting a strain on the educational system, which it is. Strain on roads, you name it. Social services, all of it. Even if it wasn't doing that, one of the things that it's doing in the job market is even when there's not some foreign-born illegal immigrant taking the job, there's another sort of runoff effect where sometimes you can't even get the job because you're not a bilingual speaker. And that's I like I said, it's really not talked about. I know in like 2010, there was a study done on it. It was like 250,000 jobs were actively advertising and seeking out bilingual speakers for jobs. By 2015, it was close to like 750,000. It was 600 some odd thousand, close to 750,000 people, million job postings. And these are just the ones that was publicly posted that they found particularly targeted bilingual people. And it doesn't really matter whether the job is just going to give deference to somebody because they can speak this other language or they're requiring it. Those are the sorts of things that upset like the native-born population, right? And it tends to favor people. They may be illegals, they may be the children of illegals. They may not be either of those, they may just know this other language, but it displaces foreign-born workers because lots of us don't know Spanish. And like I was at a job a couple years back. It's a call center job. And at this call center job, very, very well-paying call center job, but and just using Spanish as an example. This is one of the most dominant ones. I'm in California, but 7 of them didn't require that you speak Spanish. And even of those 7, 5 of them did speak Spanish, and so they were going to get the Spanish pay and stuff like that anyway. So what it meant is that there were 2 people in the whole hiring class, that didn't speak Spanish. And that's just one company. That's just one example. Now, this nationwide. Like I said, in 2010, the number was like 250,000 from the sample of job postings that they did. And then by 2015, it was 600 some thousand, almost 750,000 jobs actively seeking people who are bilingual. So now that was over 10 years ago. What's that number look like now? After millions and millions of people have been here, like I said. So people don't often talk about that. So again, and this is not an example of, hey, I lost my job to some immigrant, but it's an example of, hey, the presence of illegal undocumented people who clearly don't speak English, which is the case for most of them, which is mostly not the case for people who are documented immigrants. What do we do with that? What do we do with that? What do I do with that for my people, for my community? I say, hey, I'm saying, yeah, you didn't get that job. No, you weren't displaced by somebody who was an illegal, but you might have been displaced by somebody who was a legal citizen. But the person who displaced you did so because of the presence of illegal immigrants here in the country. Millions and millions of illegal immigrants in the country. And so, yeah, that's why you got skipped over. And that's not even talking about housing. That's not even talking about people who get selected for colleges over and above an American citizen. So where we know colleges have limited slots available. And you got many colleges, and there's limited slots, limited seats that colleges have available. So these colleges going to give any one seat, going to an illegal immigrant when some native-born person is passed over. To me, that's a problem. So, y'all can protest and be upset, but when it comes to people who are American, I just feel like we take precedent. And same thing, if because I represent my community in particular. If you're Black American, you're not gonna never get me to think that's cool. So y'all can be mad all you want to and protest, but hey, it is what it is.